It was a late, frigid night in the dead of winter. Snow was falling steadily, muffling the world in a heavy silence. Daniel was on his way home after staying late at the office to finalize a report. It was after 10 p.m., and the roads were nearly deserted. It was a stretch of his journey that he usually enjoyed, a country lane winding through a forest of pine trees. But that evening, as his car's headlights illuminated a lonely road bordered by dense, snow-laden trees, all he wanted was to get home as quickly as possible. The conditions meant that driving was dangerous, and he was concentrating hard on the road when he spotted a figure in the distance. A man seemed to be limping awkwardly, leaning heavily on what appears to be a long branch, as if he was using it as a makeshift crutch. He was a big man, but he looked to be in some difficulty. Concerned, Daniel slowed down and pulled up alongside the man. He lowered the passenger side window slightly and called out, "Do you need any help, sir?" The man turned to face him, lit up by the yellow glow of the car's interior light. Daniel instantly regretted stopping. The man's expression was wild. Eyes wide and unfocused, lips pulled back in a grimace. His skin was pale, almost blue, as though he'd been out in the cold for far too long. For a moment, the man just stared at Daniel, breathing heavily. Then, with a sound that was almost animal, like a snarl, he lunged at the car and slammed his free hand against the window. Daniel recoiled, heart pounding, and instinctively hit the door lock button. As he did so, there was a sudden, deafening bang as something hit the roof of the car just behind his head. The force shook the vehicle, and Daniel's stomach dropped. "What the hell?" he muttered, glancing in the rearview mirror. All he could see was snow swirling in the red glow of his taillights. Panic-stricken, Daniel slammed the car into gear and got away as fast as he could, his tires spinning on the icy road. Adrenaline coursed through Daniel's veins as he drove, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. He glanced back frequently, half expecting to see the man chasing after him, but the road behind was empty. The sound of the bang lingered in his mind. What was it? Did something fall out of a tree? He shook himself, trying to calm down. "You're imagining things," he told himself. "It's just some crazy guy, nothing more." When he finally pulled into his driveway, he was still shaken and relieved to be home. The warm glow of the porch light felt like a sanctuary. He stepped out of the car and turned to lock the door, and that's when he saw it. There was an axe buried in the roof of the car, the blade wedged deeply into the metal, the handle glistening with frost. Daniel stumbled back, his breath visible in the freezing air. His mind raced. What if it had gone through the windshield? A sudden sound made him spin around. The driveway was empty, but the shadowed edge of the forest loomed nearby. Was someone watching him? He retreated inside, locking the doors and drawing all the curtains, and then called the police. The conditions meant that they took a while to get there, some of the longest and most terrifying minutes of Daniel's life. He took out a long kitchen knife and waited in fear. When the police did get there, they searched the area. They found no sign of anyone. They told him that the axe was old, weathered, and pitted with rust, the kind of tool that might have been abandoned in the woods for decades. The incident became the subject of intense local speculation, a strange, unsettling story shared in hushed tones at the diner and over coffee. Some said the man was a drifter, possibly disturbed. Others whispered that he might have been a remnant of some older, darker history tied to the woods, but no one really knew. Daniel was just thankful that he came out of it all in one piece. For months afterward, he would wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, the sound of that bang on his car roof echoing in his mind. He tried to put it behind him, but the memory lingered. The man in the snow, he was never seen again. Yet his presence somehow haunts that lonely stretch of road. Local drivers swear they can feel the weight of unseen eyes when they pass through at night, and many instinctively speed up, eager to leave that shadowy patch behind. We hope you enjoyed the video and look forward to seeing you again on the dark side. It would be doing us a great service if you could hit the like and subscribe buttons before you go.